Hey YouTubers, wanted to make this video about repairing plastic. I've done a lot of plastic repair using um, plastic welder, and also a lot of it with baking soda and crazy glue. But I wanted to make this video to show how to replace when you're missing a big chunk of plastic. This snow blower, this should actually come right straight down. This happens a lot on these MTD and Craftsman snow blowers. People mount the pull rope handle on the top of the handle instead of the bottom, and so the rope cuts into this. So this piece actually should come straight down. So I'm missing a big chunk of it right here, inch by inch and a half, something like that. And not a big deal on this snowblower, but I've got a repair coming up on another item that I wanted to, I guess, practice with this or see how it turned out. So I'm going to attempt this repair using some two-part epoxy and some fiberglass cloth, and see if I can't fill this in and make it look a little bit nicer. I've prepped the area, kind of scuffed it up underneath there, and then wiped everything down with acetone, and took this fiberglass cloth, bought it on Amazon. I got the 1-inch wide stuff just because for the projects I do probably will be plenty. So I'm just going to kind of goop it up with two-part epoxy and put one piece going that way and one piece going this way, and then I'm going to let that harden up, so that'll kind of fill in the gap, and then I'll probably put in some more cloth and epoxy and kind of fill things in. But we'll see how this turns out. I'm just using some two-part epoxy. I think I got this at Harbor Freight, but the easiest way I found to mix this is to put two straight lines on a piece of cardboard or this little paper plate, so you know you've got it even. Then I'll mix it together, and that's what I'm going to use for my hardener or my adhesive. Okay, nothing fancy. Just gave it those two pieces, one going up and down, the other one sideways. Some good coating of the two-part epoxy, and just stuck them up in there. I'm going to need to do some trimming and stuff, but that is just to basically start things and fill in the gap. And once that gets good and hard, then I'll work on filling this in. Probably what I'll do is take some more of some little pieces of the fiberglass cloth and coat them with epoxy and lay them in there and kind of layer things up. Might take me 2 or 3 times to get that area filled in. And then I'm kind of thinking fill it in with the baking soda and then crazy glue. But right now I'm just working to get that spot filled in. So we'll let that harden up, see how it goes. As this continues to harden up a little bit, I'm just taking this little pick, and it's getting pretty firm now, but I've just been kind of pushing it up in there to make sure it adheres good to the area where I need it. So it's starting to stiffen up pretty good now, so we'll let it sit a while longer. One thing, you either want to use a pick, but you want to have a lot of disposable gloves available as well, because this can get kind of messy. You don't want to touch it. Now I've put a couple of more layers on there. I cut 2 small pieces and just kind of filled things in, and then I took 2 longer pieces and folded it over on the side and folded it over on the bottom, trying to give it a little bit of a finish edge. I'm still gonna have to do some cleanup there, no doubt, but it's filling in okay. I'll probably put in another layer or 2 right in there just to fill it in, but it's gonna be okay, I think. I'm gonna have to do some sanding and cutting and clean that up a little bit, but it's filling the gap in just like I hoped. I took a little scissors, cleaned up some of those strays, got another one right here, and then took my little grinder from my air compressor and just kind of sanded things up, smoothed it out a little bit. And now I'm going to So here's what I ended up with. That's about 4 or 5 layers of fiberglass cloth and then epoxy, 2-part epoxy. Still got this one little notch here where the rope was. I'm going to fill that in with baking soda and then put a little crazy glue on it, and down here on the end as well. But and then we'll paint it black, and it's not going to be perfect by any means, but it'll be okay. Really didn't need to do this job at all. Didn't affect the machine at all. Once I got the handle repositioned, it's not going to wear any better, excuse me, any worse. But I do have a little bit bigger job coming up that I want to do a plastic repair like this, so I wanted to try it out, see how it worked. So I think this will be okay. We'll put a little baking soda and crazy glue and finish it up. Now I took some baking soda, filled that little hole in there, and put a little bit along this edge down here. A little crazy glue on it. We'll let that set up, and then we'll sand it some more and kind of smooth it up, put some black paint on it, and you'll be able to see that it's been repaired, but it'll still look better than it did. Well, it's by no means perfect, but got it sanded down, and first coat of paint on it. We'll put a few more on it, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Still waiting for the paint to dry, but it's okay. I'm satisfied with that. You can definitely see it's been repaired. If I spent some more time on it, I could get it looking a little better, but it looks better than it did, and was good practice for my bigger project that I've got coming up a little later on this week. So that's how you can repair plastic. If you're missing a big chunk of it and have to rebuild it, start from scratch. Toolman signing off.